What's this? I'm wearing clothes that don't smell like hamburgers and human suffering. It must be story time. A couple more of my friends have started watching these, which is the whole reason I'm doing them in the first place. Some of my far-flung friends expressed a desire to see my face and hear my voice more often, so that's why I'm telling stories in my car. In the heat, it's so hot out here. It's so hot that actually I've had my iPhone has overheated once, so we're going to try to do this fast, although it's kind of a long story. Anyway, this one is for Taryn, who expressed wish to hear an Arthurian legend. And not to be basic, but I love Sir Gawain and the Loathly Lady. It's been told many times in its original form. It's not the most feminist thing in the world, but I think it has the potential to be. So somebody give me the super feminist Loathly Lady novelization that I so desire. I don't know how you make it into a novel, but that's your job. I'm writing other things. Anyway, here goes Sir Gawain and the Loathly Lady. This whole story starts out with King Arthur, because it is an Arthurian legend, but not with one of King Arthur's brightest days. For one thing, he's out adventuring on his own, which he really shouldn't be doing, because he is the king. He didn't have any knights spare, I guess. Anyway, he's out adventuring on his own, which kind of strike one. And then he finds this evil castle, and he's King Arthur, and he just can't resist it. I am sorry about the air conditioning noises, though, by the way, but otherwise my phone is just going to overheat again. So I'm trying to talk louder than the air conditioning. Anyway, evil castle. You know, King Arthur can't resist an evil castle. He goes in there expecting to find some squirrels to rescue or something. I don't know. Anyway, instead he finds a knight in all black armor, which seems like the more obvious occupant of an evil castle. And he goes for his sword, Excalibur, and it's not there. He left it at home. Strike 3, very poor decision making on your part today, Arthur. He doesn't have his sword, which is supposed to protect him from evil, and is also a sword. So he loses this fight with this Black Knight really quickly. And the knight's like, I have defeated you, but I can't just kill you. That would be too easy. Isn't that always the downfall of the villains? Anyway, he's like, that would be too easy. Instead, I'm going to ask you a riddle, because this is an Arthurian legend. And if you can answer the riddle in 3 days' time, I'll fuck off. And if you can't, I'm going to kill you and become the new king. I'm really certain that's not how succession works, but maybe it is if you are a knight in all black armor who lives in an evil castle. You know? So he asks, he's like, King Arthur's like, what's the riddle? And the knight says, the riddle is, what do women want most? The answer is they want to be treated like human beings. But Arthur's like, gee, that's a hard riddle. I have no idea what the answer is. This is why Guinevere is fucking Lancelot. He knows the answer to the riddle. Anyway, Arthur's like, that's a hard riddle. I'll see if I can't figure out the answer, and I'll come back. And he's heading home. He goes home. He goes to the castle, back to his castle, and the story says he asks all the women of court. But, like, let's be real, he just asked his bros. He just asked, like, the other knights. And they're like, I don't know, man. Like, jewelry? Flowers? That good dick? And Arthur's like, none of these sound like the right answer. Guinevere's over here like, I can tell you the answer, but I ain't gonna. Maybe the Black Knight will be nicer to me. That's not fair. Arthur loves me. He did in BBC Brilliant. Anyway, Arthur's like, I'm never gonna figure it out. Well, I guess I'm gonna die. And he goes back to the castle. Which, just stay home. Anyway, as he's riding to the castle, he sees this flash of red by the side of the road. And he looks, and the red is a dress on a lady. Except, it's the most hideous lady he's ever seen in his life. She's got like a pig nose, and like horse teeth, and like no lips, and one eye. It's very mean, honestly. He's like, oh, what a monster. Like, I'm sure she's very nice. Like, who cares what she looks like, Arthur? Anyway, this is why he doesn't know the answer to the question. And he's like, oh, God, what the fuck are you? I mean, hi. And she's like, you need to know what women want. He's like, oh, my God, how did you know about the riddle? And she says, I don't. You're just clearly a sexist asshole. And no, she says, I know about the riddle. I know about the Black Knight. And I can give you the answer to the riddle, but you have to give me a favor. And he says, sure, anything. I mean, I'm going to die and lose my kingdom. So she says, well, the answer to the riddle is women want to have their own way, which is pretty much just Arthurian speak for they want to be treated like human beings. So Arthur's like, wow, I would have never figured that out on my own. Thanks. And he's going to leave. And the lovely lady is like, hold on, what about my favor? He's like, wow, you already know? Like, you don't want to think about it? Phone a friend? She says, nope. What I want is a husband from one of your knights. One of your knights has to marry me. And he's like, oh, God, okay. I'll be back with somebody. I don't know who yet. But I'll be back. I promise. I'm the king. Bye. Can't get out of there fast enough. He heads to the castle. He's like, what women want most in the world is to be treated like human beings. I mean, they want their own way. And the knight is like, oh, you have defeated me. You know, like, that was enough, and he's not going to try and kill Arthur anyway. He's got to be like a fairy or something, you know it. Or, like, the devil. That's a girl with no hands reference. You got to watch the old videos to get that one. Anyway, Arthur goes back home, and everybody's celebrating because King Arthur didn't die, but Arthur's not having a good day. He's moping around, and the knights are like, what's up, man? And he says, well, I got a problem. And Sir Gawain, the youngest and the perkiest of the knights, says, gosh, King Arthur, you have a problem. I can help. Anything for my king. And Arthur's like, I mean, if you're volunteering, I only got the answer to the riddle because, like, the ugliest lady I've ever seen in my entire life told me the answer, and I had to give her a husband out of one of my knights. So, and Gawain's like, ooh, well, I mean, I'm not seeing anybody, so sure, anything for my king, I guess. And so they all head out. All of the knights are just like, oh God, when they find the Loathly lady. She puts Malene's mistress to shame. There's another reference. Gotta watch the videos. Anyway. They're all like, what the fuck is that? And Gawain jumps down from his horse and he's like, will you marry me? And she's like, you're making fun of me too? Damn, that's harsh. And he says, no, but like for real, will you marry me? And she's like, okay, sure. And they go home. They have the most depressing wedding ever. Because, you know, nobody wants to dance. Gawain's kind of feeling like, I'm marrying this lady I don't know, and also she's hideous. But I'm a gentleman about this. And nobody wants to eat anything because, you know, they look at her and they're like, anyway, it's time. There's no putting it off any longer. It's time for the Loathly lady and Sir Gawain to have their wedding night. And all the knights are like, we'll remember you, dude. I'm sorry. And Gawain's like, not in front of her. That's weird. Don't be gross. And they go to bed and he's like, look, it's fine. Like, I'm not really attracted to this lady, but it's fine. We're married. This will be okay. I got this. And he's like, he hears from behind him, like, aren't you going to come to bed? And he's like, okay. And he turns around and there's the most beautiful woman he's ever seen. And he's like, what the fuck are you? Who are you? And what have you done with my wife? And she's like, I am your wife. Agreeing to marry me half freed me from my curse. Now, you have to make a decision. Do you want me to be ugly during the day and beautiful at night for fucking? Or do you want me to be beautiful during the day and ugly at night? And he's like, ooh, well, you're really hot now. So, beautiful at night. And she's like, wow, I thought you were a gentleman. You want me to have to be made fun of being your wife all my life out there because they don't know that I'm beautiful. And he's like, oh shit, I'm sorry. That was terrible. I'm sorry. Okay. You can be beautiful during the day and ugly at night. She's like, I guess you don't even care if we ever fuck, do ya? I'm like, just have a nooner. It's fine. She's like, you don't think that I want my husband to be attracted to me? Like, you didn't even ask how I feel about this. You don't even care. And he's like, wow, I'm sorry. I'm as gross as all of them. I tell you what, nothing I pick is the right answer. So how about you pick? I mean, this is you we're talking about. And the woman smiles, great big smile, and throws her arms around her husband's neck, and she says, you picked correctly, because all women want in the world is their own way and to be treated like human beings with control over their own bodies. So, you've completely broken my curse, and now I'm going to be beautiful all the time. Isn't that great? And, that's Sir Gawain and the Loathly Lady. Everybody sees her and is like, whoa, she's pretty now, and you've been rewarded for being a virtuous guy by having a nice looking lady as a wife, which is weird. That's Sir Gawain and the Loathly Lady, who isn't loathly anymore. Send me somebody's thesis on physical appearance in women as connected to more morality. You know? Send me somebody's thesis on this. I think that would be fascinating. Anyway, I'm doing the Snow Queen next for my friend Elizabeth. But if you have any other suggestions, go ahead and tell me in the comments. And I love you all. See you later.